The L-sit to shoulder stand is a really cool movement that connects two calisthenics exercises, making it the ultimate skill to work on your balance, coordination, body weight control, and upside down awareness. In this video, I'm going to take you through progressions to get you to be able to do your L-sit to shoulder stand, and also some of the tips that I have for you if you're starting just being able to do the L-sit or the shoulder stand. The main tip that I have is practicing each movement separately. The L-sit to shoulder stand can be broken up into three main movements: the L-sit, the shoulder stand, and the transition between the two. Now, I recommend that you start by improving your L-sit and your shoulder stand separately, and then working on the transition once you've mastered both of them. You should be able to do both the L-sit and the shoulder stand for at least 10 seconds or so before working on the transitions. So let's start with a few exercises to work on your L-sit. Now, I did make an entire L-sit video, so that's a little bit more of an in-depth tutorial. If you are starting from scratch on that scale, I do recommend checking it out because it'll have more of the in-depth breakdown. But a few places to start on your L-sit so that you can actually get to the full L-sit. In order to do the L-sit, you need to have hip flexor strength, core compression, and also the ability to control your shoulder blades and hold yourself off the ground. Here in the L-sit, we're sliding our shoulder blades down our back. So the first move in order to start working on your L-sit is just getting comfortable in the tuck position here. You should be able to hold this position for quite a bit before starting to move one leg out, the other leg out, and do this for a bit. Once you can hold one leg out, start increasing the amount of time you can hold it out, and then the other leg out. And once you get comfortable alternating legs, you can start going from the tuck to the L-sit. So tuck here to the L-sit. And just work on this progression. Try and hold your legs out for a little bit longer each time until you can hold the L-sit. Now, in my L-sit video, I do take you through different exercises and stretches to work on your hamstring flexibility and also train your core strength, because those are big for being able to hold the L-sit. The more flexible that the bottoms of your legs are and the stronger your core is, the easier the exercise is going to be. So check out that video if you want a little bit more progression, but work on this in order to start holding your L-sit. Once you can comfortably hold it for about 10 seconds or so, you'll be ready to start working on that transition period. Now, the other part that you also need to work on before starting to work on the transition from L-sit to shoulder stand is the shoulder stand. Let's see if I can do it without my hat falling off. Now, the shoulder stand is an interesting skill because it trains your inversion awareness, your body weight control, upside down, and your strength. Now, the shoulder stand can feel a little bit scary because you are going upside down with your feet above your head. Now, the key to being able to hold the shoulder stand and feel comfortable is learning how to balance your feet and your shoulders. Because we're creating a lever here, the center of my mass is controlled by my hips. So when I raise my legs, if they come out too far this way or behind me, I can get off balanced. So the key is finding that sweet spot where your body's comfortable holding yourself and balancing. We don't want to go straight into the shoulder stand. If you're a beginner and you're just trying to get comfortable on parallettes or on blocks, whichever way that you are balancing, starting with this drill, I recommend just getting comfortable at first holding this. Can you find the balance where you're tilting your hips up so that they're over your body so that you can start to tuck one leg in? And then once you kind of feel comfortable, maybe shifting forward so that this other leg starts to lift, and then eventually tucking your other leg in, and then being able to hold this tuck. Just start in that tuck position, try and hold it as long as you can, and just work on that progression for a while. So once you can comfortably tuck in both feet and hold this, and this feels pretty sturdy, you can start playing around with trying to lift one leg. You do have the knee in front of you that's bent, and that's there as a little bit of counterbalance. So if I start to shift, you can kind of open your leg here and just play with this. You can try switching sides and just focus on lifting one leg. Eventually, you can play around with lifting the other. Now, main tips I have here: don't let your back arch. We want to have a nice flat back here. So if you think about the hollow hold position is a great exercise. I love it so much. It teaches us how to engage our core so that our back is not arching, which can be very easy if you are hypermobile. I have a super flexible lower back, so working on the hollow hold, you're tucking your ribs towards your hip bones, and this teaches us how to hold and engage our core in a nice tight position. So in the shoulder stand, we don't want to be arching our back. It's very easy to lose balance if we're not in control of our core. It makes our legs move on either side of our body, and it's very easy to lose balance that way. So we want to make sure that we keep our core engaged so that our back is flat the whole time we're in the shoulder stand. Another tip that I have when you're working on the shoulder stand is try not to hold your breath. Try to keep breathing throughout all of it. It's going to be really, really hard. I know at first it feels easy because you're holding your breath, you're trying to balance, but if we learn how to relax and really breathe in the exercise, it's going to allow us to hold the shoulder stand for much longer and also make it a lot less stressful. You know, I can't hold my breath that long, but you know, we kind of run out of air, our brain gets stressed. So keep breathing the whole time. The last tip that I have in the shoulder stand is we don't want our elbows to flare outward. So I'm not holding the shoulder stand like this. It might feel more natural to let your shoulders flare outward. We want to tuck them in front of our body. So towards my hips here, not outwards, towards my hips. So when I'm getting into the shoulder stand here, I've got my hands on the bar. See how my shoulders are pretty much coming forward in a parallel with the P-bar itself? That's what we want. We don't want to be flaring out like this. This is a much more stable position. So again, make sure you're breathing. And once you can hold the shoulder stand for at least 10 seconds or so, are good to get into the L-sit to shoulder stand. Once you can hold both the shoulder stand and the L-sit, we're ready to start working on the transition. Now, there are two main ways that you can practice the transition. The first one is going to be a negative. So going into your shoulder stand and then shifting downwards and lowering into the L-sit. This is gonna allow us to practice the motion still, but in the negative, the eccentric of the motion. So build up strength and also control in it. So I'll show you what that looks like. Just like that. Might feel really fast at first, but try to slow down the movement when you're working from the shoulder stand to the L-sit. Now, the other main exercise you can use to practice the transition from the L-sit into the shoulder stand is gonna be going from the L-sit into the tuck shoulder stand. So you remember your tuck is when both of your legs are right up nice to your chest here. So instead of my legs extended, I'm gonna have them close to my chest. So tuck position. Now, in this transition, you can shift between your L-sits. So holding on the parallels like this, tuck your chest in, bring your hips up, and move into the tuck shoulder stand. So just practicing, not straight into the shoulder stand, but moving from either the full L-sit or even just the tuck with your knees up in your chest, the tuck sit, straight into the tuck shoulder stand, which you notice I did not do very smoothly there. Let me show you again. Now, you don't need a spotter to do these exercises, but if you are feeling very nervous, especially in the shoulder stand, about overbalancing, then if you do have a spotter, maybe ask a friend, ask a partner to help you out here. When you're in the shoulder stand, just practicing and trying to get used to your shoulder stand here. You can have them support your lower back so that you don't tip over. That can just feel nice, especially as like a little extra spot. Another time a spotter can be helpful is when we're working on that transition, the tuck sit into the shoulder sit. You can have a partner guide your hips here to help you practice the motion. It can make it a little bit more helpful, especially when you're just starting out in the movement. So those are all of the tips that I have, all the progressions to get you from L-sit to shoulder stand and the transitions in between. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you want to see more. See you in the next one.